Phil, last time we were talking Bitcoin, we were looking at the same kind of descending triangle pattern. That thing broke, it snapped in the bullish direction. What does that mean?
Yeah, we were looking at that. We were actually looking at the bearish head and shoulder pattern.
That too, yep.
Broke below 29,000. We thought it'd be a quick washout. So how the narrative changes the story here, how the technicals are now advancing back to, it's more neutral though. You got to expand that chart all the way back out. Go back to that high from January 8th. I think that 42,300 right there. There's that top. Draw that line across. That's that new level that we've got to get above. That'll negate the head and shoulders pattern, and then it'll actually signal for a move to break trend and go back up potentially to those new contract highs.
All right. So, Phil, the next step then is to try and basically hit some more clearance here. And is there a particular, is that like a takeoff point if we get past 45?
I think so. But I really do believe that this rally here was the short sellers covering that story that broke that Amazon is aggressively looking for an executive to take on a role to expand blockchain and cryptocurrencies within Amazon fuels two big questions. Are they going to accept Bitcoin and altcoins as form of payment where we can buy and sell things on Amazon using it? Mm-hmm. Or are they looking at creating their own cryptocurrency and perhaps having their own specific one, which would not necessarily benefit Bitcoin whatsoever? I mean, you already see Jeff Bezos, he's ready to go to Mars. Might as well make his own cryptocurrency next.
I like the point here where a lot of times with these stories, there's a lot of jumping to conclusions. As the story about this potential job lead, right? Looking for someone to build this out. Look, another story where we saw if there is major institutional style adoption or embrace. This is what happened when Tesla put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, led to this huge surge at the beginning of the year. How does that factor into this now as we've got Tesla earnings coming up, Phil? I mean, is this now like a sleeper Bitcoin event, or should we just trust Elon when he says he doesn't dump?
I'm kind of wondering. I mean, the numbers that they've already are factored in were already computed from, the previous earnings cycle. So unfortunately, this 25% rise that we saw today is not going to impact earnings whatsoever. Might play a role on future earnings. But I mean, I still got a question. This is a cryptocurrency. What if the US dollar or the British pound or anything fell or rose by 25%? What would happen? Jerome Powell would be on the testimony seat right now, sitting next to Yellen, trying to figure this thing out.
All right, so it's still basically, if I'm reading between the lines here, Phil, maybe it fits more with the resurgent type of speculative growth trade that we've gotten. I mean, it seemed like it was a matter of time if you view it that way on the risk asset spectrum. And we just saw some pretty big flows numbers last week. We've also seen that there's been still stimulus going out. And then the last month, we watched a bunch of these growthy trades get refrothed again. So is that what you're saying that kind of fits in that camp?
Yeah, and look at also the flip side of that. You're talking about a growth story and this being like an inflation play, because I look at Bitcoin as more of a commodity rather than a currency. But the flip side of it is that China has been in an aggressive sell-off along with a number of other countries out there. These particular investors that are along those asset classes like Chinese equities, they might be looking for a new home to park their money that they're not so confident in their own recovery. And I think Bitcoin flips the bill, especially in China.